So in the previous video, we saw that how we can directly feed in the get secrets function inside the prediction pipeline, call our app.vfi, and directly check our application logic inside the terminal. These two text inputs were passed into the model, the respective prediction pipeline ran, and the chain got initialized, which called in the LLM, and we were able to generate a summary of this respective text right inside the terminal. So basically, in this particular video, I'll show you how to add a simple front end to our application. Building a front end for your application is purely a design choice. You can choose to add a front end, or you could also be asked to build an API which calls in the model. That API would be used by your client or a different team who would integrate that with their own respective UI to pass in any text or maybe a bunch of text files. So it again, like, depends on your system design, how things have been architected, and things need to work. In a machine learning team, the UI or the front end would be built by a different engineer. Machine learning engineers are responsible for building the application logic, containerizing the application, deploying and scaling them, like scale your application. So even though the UI we would build would be simple, it would still get the job done and would also help in testing our application when we deploy it on AWS. So let's dive deep into the code. The first thing I want you to do is basically go back to your packages, and I want you to import like this particular thing, import Streamlit as ST. Once that is done, we just go down. We will basically be commenting this piece of the code because we will not be calling the application from the terminal. We will rather be calling it through the browser where the Streamlit application would be running. So next thing which we do is basically we take in input from the user, which would be st dot, let's say, text area. This would be like an area where we could actually paste our text in. For ease of use, we also initialize like it is basically easy for us to read. Enter text to summarize. Once that is done, we make a button which the user can click and basically call in the LLM. So st.button, let's name this button. Let's call it generate summary. And once these two things are done, all we need to do is, if the user has entered an input and the button has been clicked and button, we basically generate a summary by calling in the prediction pipeline. So we paste the prediction pipeline here, and inside that prediction pipeline we need to pass in text which comes from the user, which is based now in this case is the user input. And once we do that, all we need to do is basically write back the summary generated to like on the screen itself. So let's say summary, and we write down this respective summary. So that is all you need to do to build a simple front end. This simple front end would also be displayed on AWS. So in the next video I'll show you how you can actually test your application and like explore the different options for deploying the Streamlit application. And I'll talk more about like how exactly would we use it inside the Docker container. Okay, so see you in the next section.